Welcome, friends. I don't think I'm going to do camera today because I look like a scrub. But I'll be chatting and everything. Hello, everybody. So I really want to, I'm spread really thin because, I really just want to play Smash. But, I realized that if I'm playing Smash Brothers, I'm never going to get Anime War done. And I think the most important thing right now is just get Anime War done. Juice up Soren, work on Demon Rush. You know, I was thinking about going full-time Twitch, gaming, trying to get pro at Smash Brothers, but it's man, I have to devote myself fully to that. You're talking 40 hours a week streaming. I don't think I can really do that. I love Smash. It's such a fun game. I finally got all the characters for Smash yesterday. How's my audio and everything, guys? Sound good? I'm actually drawing with my mouse right now. Oh shoot, I gotta change that. Sometimes I draw with my mouse, and then I switch back and forth between my mouse and the tablet. It can increase the speeds quite a bit sometimes, just during the process, which I know is kind of weird, but I have a really cool portion done with Soren, almost done. So I'll probably show you guys some of that on this stream. It's pretty much what I'm focusing on. This is a really important part. Okay, glad to hear the audio's good. Thanks, man. So right now, pretty much what's happening is Ichigo and Natsu are going to be really surprised when they see what Soren just did. And Ichigo's saying some stuff right here. So I'm going to have him talking. I gotta fix his shirt. How do you guys like Smash Brothers so far? Wounding Wind, yeah, I'm using that tablet, dude. I absolutely love it. It's such a pleasure to draw on. It's really, really nice. It's the XP Pen 22E Pro. It's so good. If you're in the mood to buy a tablet, I suggest that over anything else. I finally got to retire my Yi Nova, which I've been using since the beginning, pretty much. This should be like that. Actually, that doesn't work. The tablet is called XP Pen 22E Pro, I believe it's called. And it's amazing. I absolutely love it. I gave it a 10 out of 10 in my review. I wouldn't still say it's a 10 out of 10. I give it like a 9.6 or something. There's just like some couple like very little things about it that I'd probably change, but it's so minor. Like I don't feel like it's worth docking a whole point, you know? Wow, we had almost 2,000 people watching. That's pretty cool. Alright, so now I gotta do... You know what? I'm just gonna put this stuff on him. I can get rid of this now. And now I gotta do the mouth flap for him. In fact, I think I want to put Natsu here. Where's Natsu? There he is. Let's see if I can drop him in here too, like kind of behind him. Might have to, yeah, probably have to expand on this, finish this drawing, but I'll hide that for now. So if you're ever wondering like how to make characters talk, I'm showing you how to do it right now. So what I do for talking, let me pause the music for a second, it's distracting. So how I make characters talk is like right here, it's just a picture, and then where I have my audio file here, I'm gonna turn this part into a symbol, and I'm gonna do kind of just like a looping mouth movement. And give it kind of like an odd framework so it seems like more realistic talking. Like, so I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. Pretty much what I want to do is I'm going to break this mouth up, and I'm actually going to raise his cheek. Oops, I'm going to raise his cheekbone down. So here, I'll show you. So this part, and I'll probably take this, and I'm just going to move it up a little bit. Okay, and then I don't need this crap anymore. So what I want to do is I want the whole lower part of the jaw to move as he's talking, right? So I'm going to cut this all out like that. But I don't want to move this bottom stuff, so I'm going to hold shift and just deselect all of that. Okay, now I press Q, and now I can transform. So I'm going to put the anchor point where the beginning of his jaw is, and now I can just pull it down just a tad. And there you go. So that'll be like one mouth movement. Now I just got to kind of clean up this stuff. And then when we do the next mouth movement, I'm going to drop it even further down. But I gotta fix up this jaw and make sure it looks okay. And right now this tooth does not look good. You guys excited for Dragon Ball Super Broly? It's almost out in Japan, man. And the premiere is gonna I think it's in Hollywood in the US, is gonna happen in just a few days. I'm not going, unfortunately, but I'll see it here in the theaters when it comes out. Alright, it looks good enough, I think. So now I'm pretty much just gonna copy this. I'm going to paste it on the next frame, and then I'm going to pretty much do the same thing, but give his mouth, you know, more wide open space. Oh, and I should have gotten rid of this little part too. So I'm working on this, and then I need to do an ability from Soren. I have to work on that. I have to sketch it out. And after he uses this ability on the evil god, something's gonna start happening to him. So I'm probably gonna try and accomplish a lot of that here on this stream. I'll probably stream for about 2 hours or so. The last stream actually did really well. It got like 70,000 views. And there was a lot of donations, which was really nice of you guys. So I think it's kind of cool to like show you guys the process here. I know it can get kind of boring and like tedious to like just watch someone animate. But 70,000 views just for, you know, streaming making Anime War is really good. I mean, that's like as much as spending a lot of time making a really nice video a lot of times. So if I can just stream, I mean, I'm really happy with that. But we already lost like 500 people on the stream. It's okay. Yeah, Trunks. This is Trunks, Natsu, Ichigo. So right now, Funimation is working on a part with Trunks and with Natsu in his END form versus Sebas. Okay, so let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's perfect. Oh, I just gotta get rid of this. Okay, so now what I want to do, now that I have the mouth flap, you can't just have it like on one frame, so he's gonna be like talking super fast. So what you gotta do is like, I usually space it out like really odd kind of stuff framework here. And then usually it's good on the first try. If not, sometimes the second try is better. Something like that. Just like some odd, non-rhythmic kind of talking. And then I'll show you how this looks. So I'm only going to paste the talking symbol on the parts with the audio here. And then everywhere else, I'm just going to put the still image. See how this looks. I think I have to speed it up just a tad, especially here in the beginning. Let's try that. Might be too fast now. No, I like that. That's much better. Okay, so I'm gonna turn off Ichigo now. I'm gonna break apart this Natsu, and then I gotta finish, kind of stretch out the rest of this picture so he fits on screen. Can probably, in order to draw the rest of his body, I'll probably need to move over to the tablet. We'll see. Maybe I can do it with my mouse. The tablet like really comes in well for sketching and for like high frame kind of scenes. But like I actually do a ton of work with my mouse, like a ton. Like I don't think most people would even believe me. I've gotten fairly good at drawing with my mouse just because I do it so much. Because it's just like, I love having the keyboard like right at my disposal. And sometimes it's just like, for certain things it's just faster. Never underestimate a mouse. Okay, this little piece of hair looks weird. Looks like a spike coming out of his head. I gotta fix that. Okay, it still looks weird. Here's a little short. Maybe he needs more spikes. Okay, it's a little bit better. All right, let me see if I can do it with my mouse. Otherwise, I got to change the stream up and all this stuff. So just got a $5 donation from L. Nakiro, who said, "Are you going to get back? Are you going to get back into more animation again? I really like your animations, but I don't think you enjoy it as much." Yeah, I mean, I love bringing the characters to life, dude. Like, the end product is always, like, super satisfying. But to be honest, like, the time consumption that it takes to make, like, one episode is... It would really blow your mind, the amount of time and work that goes into making one episode. And in just in terms of, like, making a YouTube animation, it's... I mean, for making YouTube videos, it's, like... It's really inefficient. And you end up spending more money than you make. So I mean, I like doing it, but it's like I can't run it. I can't run a business just doing Anime War. Like I'll go broke, you know, if I just did Anime War and didn't do any other videos. So that's why I like the other videos, like the regular videos, like Dragon Ball videos and whatever, is so much more important than doing Anime War. Just getting a little, you know what? Let me put this guy here. Alright, that's pretty good. Alright, so let me just try and fix the rest of his body. Thanks again for the donation, dude. Alright, so his shoulder should be like about here. Let me see. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Yeah, I'm almost done with this part. You see all this? These are all scenes. Every single one of these is a scene, which take like a really long time to do. So right now, this is just one little scene, pretty much. Shoot, I need a picture of Natsu. Okay, so his left arm has clothing on it. Alright, so I messed this up a little bit. Let me move this over. So I was like talking with my wife today, and she's like, "Oh, you're spread too thin. You know, you're trying to do too many different projects and stuff." And I'm like, "I know, you know, trying to take on too much." And I think like what I really need, like the end goal, the most important thing is Demon Rush, you know, for me and for a future. So I think like just time management wise and like prioritizing, like finish the Anime War episode, you know, put Soren in it so people are interested in taking a look at Demon Rush, and then just focus on Demon Rush and try and make some other kind of videos in the background, just to like make some revenue, make a living so I can dump it into Demon Rush and just kind of hope Demon Rush succeeds, I guess. I mean, if it doesn't, it doesn't, but I still think it's pretty damn cool to say like I made an episode of my own anime, you know? Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have tried to draw this with the mouse. Doesn't look right. Messed up the perspective or something. I might just like blur Natsu in the background. Yeah, you know what? You know what's wrong is this arm. It's making him look like muscular or some crap. All right, we got to redo this arm. That's the problem. Right now, I'm not using a pen. I'm using my mouse to draw. But I'll have to move over to the tablet. I'm just being lazy, pretty much. But I'll have to move over to the tablet in a minute to draw the next couple scenes. Whoops. Oh, don't want to do that. Alright, so I think his shoulder actually needs to be like jutting out like this. Just want to see how that still looks kind of weird. Actually, that's fine. That's okay, like just even like that. Maybe I'll just put this little shoulder there. Yeah, that's fine. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blur Natsu. So the focus goes to Ichigo. And I gotta put backgrounds in here. Okay, it doesn't work. Let me try a different sky. I think I gotta blur the sky too, and not too blurred. Oh, there. I'll just put them on a 2. Okay, let's see that. Okay, so this isn't working because Natsu's too close to Ichigo to blur him. So I gotta actually take that blur off. Okay, and then let me drop this blur down. Maybe I can move these up. Let's try that. Okay, that's too high. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more thing to make the scene a little more dynamic. Natsu will have he'll have END in the beginning of this episode, but he won't have Dragon Force. So what I'm going to do to make this more dynamic is add some camera movement. And what you can do is I copy all the frames for Ichigo, right? Like the whole scene. And then I'm going to make a new symbol and just paste all of the frames in there. And then what I can do is I can tween the symbol for the entire scene and do something a little more dynamic, which is what I'm going to do. So now I can delete my old Ichigo layer. Okay, Natsu's already a layer, so he's already a symbol. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tween both of them and give them different speeds to give it like a 3D element. So how you do this, how you make it 3D is whoever's closest to the camera usually moves slower. The farther away from the camera, the slower you tween it. So they're moving backwards. Oh no, I'm having to move forwards. Okay. So everything has to do it, except for maybe the sky. Let's see how this looks. Okay, so Ichigo's moving a little too fast. Try this. Okay, that looks good. See that, like, super simple, easy trick, and it adds depth and 3D movement to 2D. It only takes like an extra couple minutes. It's totally worth it. Because if you have too many still frames, like, it gets boring. But if you add these little, like, camera movements and stuff, like in this 3D, it just adds an element of dynamic camera movement that just, like, signals action, even though there's no action there. Alright, I'm gonna do the same thing here with Sebes. Because I don't like when the camera is just frozen still. Like, I think it only works on certain scenes. Otherwise, it kind of just, like, the scene looks dull. So, again, just putting the whole scene for this character into a symbol, and then I'm going to tween the symbol. And what I'm going to do is, oh shit, you know what? So I'm going to put the anchor point in the middle of his eyes, like about here. And that way when I zoom in on this part, that's where it'll go, that's where it'll zoom into. So, go something like that. The only problem is it's cutting off his mouth. I'll have to play with that. Now, if I do that, I have to do it for all the elements in the scene, including the background and everything, which can actually cause some problems because of the different sizes, but we'll see what happens. That actually looks pretty good. I like it. Okay, so now Soren is going to use his ability. How do you like that scene? Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to do some like major impact frames on this sword, and it has to be really, really cool here. So I want like some major impact frames and then some kind of like lightning, maybe like circling the sword or something like that. So I gotta work on some impact frames, and I'm gonna do that now. So let me move my display capture over to my tablet, and I'll start doing that. So I've been practicing impact frames quite a bit, and I'm finally starting to get better at them. I learned some techniques which are pretty cool, like using the brush tool to give these kind of neat strokes, and it's gonna take some tinkering, but I'm gonna play around with this and see what I can do. I gotta remind myself to look up and read your chat. So Justin Brummett asked, is Soren's sword some kind of cross or something? The answer is yes. I actually spent a lot of time trying different designs for the sword. And at first I was like, then I came across the idea for a cross, and I was like, well, he's like a holy hero. He's like a divine hero, right? So like, I think it'd be cool if he had some kind of cross as a weapon. And I was thinking about even making the concept for his base sword before it transforms, just to like literally just be like some big cross that he like lugs around and smacks demons with. But after testing some concepts for it, I just decided it was like too dull and kind of boring. So I just kind of went with more of a basic sword. But with the final design, I incorporated like a cross like in the handle and kind of in the blade as well. So yeah, man, that was, you got a good eye. Alright, so this could be like one impact frame. Probably need to like add some stars and stuff here too. This is probably gonna take a while. Impact frames are a lot of work, like if you want to do them right. And actually, you don't even have to draw them in Flash. Like Name Nick, he does his impact frames in Paint Tool Psi. You could do them in Photoshop too, and then you can import them into Flash and just do it that way. Just use it as a picture for like 1/24th of a second. So what I kind of want to like have the feeling that the sword pops here, so that's kind of what I'm going to go for. And then I'm going to, Soren is like, over here, and I'm going to kind of have like some energy like blowing like onto him in these impact frames. It should be kind of cool. This should be like this is like a very unique scene. And then the black one, so it should burst out. And then maybe I can do something like let me change this color here for a minute. Maybe if I do all black, I can do something really cool. I don't know if this is going to look any good. We'll give it a shot. Maybe it needs like some like energy. This looks really bad. I like the first frame. Okay, something's wrong with my alert box. It's not supposed to be alerting when people follow. Yeah, I don't know. You know what I can do is I might have to move back over to my my monitor. But first, let me do something here. Okay, sorry about that. So, I just wanted to go over and use my mouse real quick to delete all that crap. So basically the reason I did that is I'm going to do a series of black and white impact frames And what I want to do is have just basically go over the outlines of Soren with these impact frames to show this like huge burst, which you guys will see if I can get there. It's gonna be a little bit tricky, but I'm gonna try. I just gotta get rid of the rest of these colors, otherwise they'll show up in the impact frames. And impact frames don't have to have like perfect. You can erase like body parts and stuff. It's not a big deal. Come on, bro. Okay, so just so I don't mess this up, I'm gonna draw on top of it. And we'll get to work. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to have like the direction, like, no, it should be this way. Like the direction of the sword, it should be like blowing out of him. And then I'll probably add like some star impact frames. Maybe like circling around the sword. Oh yeah, that's what I should definitely do. Okay. Yeah, I got it. I know exactly what I'm going to do now. First I gotta do this guy. Oh, you know what would be really cool? Is if the cross was white and highlighted. Yeah. A lot of tedious work, but the end result will be cool. Hope that looks okay in the final. And I just gotta do this part for his wings. And I think I can actually almost like do 4 frames with this work that I'm doing right here. Oh, I gotta focus on the eye. The eyes are very important for this. It's a lot of work. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that looks cool. That's okay. So it was a lot of work, but this is gonna look freaking awesome. Let me finish the cross, and I should finish like his face, and then I'll show you like why this is gonna look so cool. Okay, and then if I want to make it like super badass, what I have to do is pretty much redraw this like a bunch of times, like do what I just did, but like a whole bunch of times, and every time change the line work on it. And if you do that, you'll get this just unreal looking like artistic effect. So much work though, but this is pretty cool. So let me show you what I'm going to do with this. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is click all these whites and I'm gonna convert them to a symbol and give it a glow. It's gonna look really neat. In fact, maybe I'm even make these crosses yellow, like give it a slight yellowish glow, so it looks extra cool. Let's see. This is for 1/24th of a single second. All of this work, 1/24th of a second, guys. Could have made a whole video for YouTube in this time. Think about that. Did I miss this little piece here? Oh man, I did. That's one impact frame. Yikes. Alright, and then what I'm going to do for this black one, you know what, let me try this again. I wonder if I make this part a symbol. Yeah, it looks kind of neat. But it'll look really cool, like if you redraw these lines every time instead of just kind of like reusing them. It looks really cool. This actually kind of does look like I'm doing something a little bit different. But I'm gonna see if I can add some impact frames I already have to kind of do something neat with this. That's actually pretty cool. I don't know. I don't know if that works. Doesn't really make any sense. Oh, I will use this one though. It's a decent start. I think I need more movement with the stars circling around. Sorry if this is kind of boring, friends. Yeah, no, it doesn't work at all. It looks kind of cool, but it's missing something. Whatever, I can fix it later. I'll just use it for now. What if I just doubled it? Actually, just doubling it looks pretty neat. But I should change up the order. Wait, what the heck's going on here? Man, I'm getting some serious lag. I think that's good enough. Now I just need like some lightning and energy like floating around his sword. Actually looks cool with that red. I didn't mean to do that, but that looks pretty neat. Where's Broly Movie 6? Thank you, Taco Death. It's gonna be a good episode, man, but damn, it's a lot of work. So I actually want to get an effect from the Broly movie here, the fan film, where Vegeta turns Ultra Instinct. There's a couple effects I wanted to grab real quick. Look at that. That was from Anime War and 2x Speed is Hilarious video. Oh shoot, no, this is actually the wrong, this is the wrong one. Guys, what's the infatuation with Sonic? I don't get it. Oh, you know what? I'm stupid. What am I doing? I'll just use the saber effect on it. I'll put the saber effect on his sword. It'll look super cool. I was gonna do this. Saber will look much cooler. Yeah, definitely gonna do saber. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna break these apart, and I'm gonna turn this green. I'm gonna green screen it and do some cool stuff with it later. And when that happens, this should be dark. It's gonna look really cool. Alright, I'll worry about that later. So now what I need to do, I need to actually sketch some scenes. So I'm gonna go back to the drawing board. How long have I been streaming for? Streamlabs doesn't say. Oh, an hour and 10 minutes. Alright, so now what's gonna happen is he is, and here's a major spoiler, he is draining the power of dark siphoning away from Sebus. Sebus. I can't even pronounce his name right. Sebus. Soren is the key. Soren's eliminating dark siphoning. Sorry about that, mates. My mic fell. Alright, so one thing that's going to happen is I want to show his abs. Like, you know how Beerus has like kind of like a rib cage? So I want to like focus in on his abs shrinking and kind of turning into like soft ribs. And then I'm going to show like his bicep shrinking. His abs are a little big there. And then it's his, wait, which arm got cut off? His left arm is cut off. So I need to show his right arm. Maybe I should do something like this. Because if you didn't know, like, Sabus has like bigger muscles than Beerus. That was like part of his design. He looks like slightly different. And so once dark siphoning is taken from him, he's going to shrink and get really skinny. Vape Nash, y'all. This doesn't look right at all. Something's messed up. I think it's his hand. His arm looks broken. So what I'm gonna have to do is like kind of draw him shrinking and like these like ribs coming out, which will just be like a couple frames. Okay, so let me just draw these, do some line work and shading. The music stop? Fun stuff. Actually, drawing pictures can be fun, as long as you're not like overdoing it. Drawing pictures is probably one of the more fun things to do in animation. There's some like seriously tedious work that you have to do. Something about his abs doesn't look right to me. Or too big or something. Looks like butts. He's got butt abs. I'll fix it. Hey, thanks for the $5 donation, El Nakiro. At PewDiePie to Anime Award, T-Series must be stopped. But on a serious note, tell me more about Demon Rush. It like Saint Seiya. Nah, it's not really like Saint Seiya. It's kind of like Berserk and Naruto mixed in together. I'd say something like that. I think that's the best way that I could describe it, that people could understand. Thanks for the donation, dude. I don't know why alerts aren't coming up for donations. It's actually kind of bothering me. I need to like somehow show that he's like jacked and then he shrinks down. And his waist is a little messed up here too. And I'll have to do some work on this. I never really draw my best when I'm streaming. Because I'm like, I don't know. I don't perform well with a lot of eyes on me, I think. I always feel like I'm like rushing myself or something. Probably gonna finish drawing this picture and then call it, guys, because I should spend some time with my family today. But I'll show you before I log off, after I'm finished drawing this picture. Maybe I shouldn't show you guys, actually. I don't know. I shouldn't spoil too much. This is the evil god's body. Tom Garza said, "Hey Mastar, did you best your brother in Smash?" No, it was actually funny because like I had him over for like dinner and game night the other night, and he was like, "Yeah, I was watching your stream. I heard you talking all that smack." I thought it was pretty funny. But we ended up just going online and like playing against people together. But we both have a lot of practice too. I've been watching all these top pros in Smash Brothers. Like they've been pumping out a lot of videos on YouTube, like how to play with certain characters, like how to do all this tech and stuff like that. Like my God, dude, there's so much like advanced like techniques and mechanics in the game. It's like just making my head swim just trying to wrap my head around it. It's crazy. These pros are so good. Like I don't know if I'll ever be able to get that level unless I play like 30, like 70 hours a week or something. Literally. I think if you want to be a pro gamer, like you have to be playing 10 hours a day, every day of that game. And if you slack off, you'll just drop. You won't be able to take on pros. The best players always put in like ridiculous hours. And I love to do that for Smash, but that means abandoning my dream of my own show, which is more important to me. So we'll see. I gotta get good at the game. If I can get good, and there is a place that does tournaments around where I live, so maybe I'll go to some tournaments. If I can start winning tournaments, then maybe I'll get more into it. But I really just need to like devote a lot of time to the game, which I haven't really had the chance to do yet. Okay, that actually looks alright. I gotta fix the belt, and this back arm is the back arm is too small. I've been streaming for like an hour and a half now, but I'm probably going to call it quits in a minute. I think my streams like tend to do better when I don't stream very often. Just gotta clean up this belt and then do some coloring. See if that looks any better. Yeah, I think it does actually. This hand looks horrible. I'm gonna have to redo that later. Alright, gotta do some coloring, and then I'm probably gonna call it quits. Sorry if this was so boring, guys. I feel like the stream was kind of bad. I'll try and do better next time. Look at this, though. He's saying, you son of a bitch. Don't worry, guys. I'll be streaming Smash Brothers when I get pro, but I'm not pro enough yet, in my opinion. Yeah, lots of spoilers. But the question is, can he regrow his arm like Mare did? That's the real question. Can all the evil gods regrow limbs? Alright, I'm going to try and do some shading with my mouse. See what happens. Evil gods are not immortal. I think I can work with this. Oh, wait a second. It should be opposite. Yeah, it looks okay. I can improve it a little bit later, but I think it's gonna get the job done. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add like a little bit of movement and his muscles kind of like shrinking down. Somehow I need to make some kind of like steam effect, and I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that yet. Not sure how I'm gonna do the steam effect like coming out of his body. Might just have to like hand draw something, but yeah, I'll show a clip. You know what? I'll play the music because I think I'm going to end the stream here, so I'll play this clip real quick for you guys. Get ready. Alright, this is where the part starts. I have to keep the window shrunken because otherwise it'll be like really laggy. Then you won't get the full animation because of the lag. But imagine some awesome music with this. This is right after Soren transforms. It'll be 1,000 times better with music and sound effects.
知るか。やってみなければわからん。神様が神様を消滅させる。俺には想像もつかない出来事です。だから奇跡は起こってるのかもしれない。
見えるか？今の遅出しだぞ。
禁じられた術など宝の持ち腐れよ。
術師の揚力を爆発的に高める。
影のみでよい。均衡は弱さに過ぎん。
このスピードについてこれるか？
早い。
Boom. Yeah.
まさか勝ったぞ。
食ってやる。
なんつう威力だ。やばかったぜ。
さもなくば闇の中で朽ちるがいい。
餌なのよ。
yeah, that's pretty much all I got right now. Yeah, he cut his fucking arm off. It's gonna be so much more epic with sound effects and music and everything. I can't full screen it because it gets really laggy. Like until you render it, you can't full screen. But don't worry, guys. I mean, it'll come out in time. It's coming kind of slow because Studio Joestar. The reason why I turned it green is because what I found out you can do is you can actually green screen animation. So like when I render this in post-processing, I can put a key on it and it'll basically give me an alpha here. So that's how I make like, you know what, I can show you guys something else. Let me see if I can find it. This is the original Soren transformation I was working on. But I don't know, I don't really like it, but that's how I make. So by making it all green, I was able to give it that's like the sword right there, and his skin, that like rainbowy color. So I was able to do that by actually making it all green. So I'm going to do something like that for his sword, and I'm also going to give it a saber effect, and that'll make it look like really cool. But I to be honest, like I'm not really happy with the way I animated this, and I think I'm gonna redo it. I think I'm only gonna use like a couple little pieces of this transformation scene that I did. But I worked really hard on this, man. This shit took me like a month to do, and I'm just gonna scrap it. It's not like good enough for such an epic moment, in my opinion. It needs to be more perfect. But man, it was a lot of work. Like I'm gonna keep that part where he like reaches through and grabs it, and maybe like one of the first foot plates that flies on him or something like that. I'm not sure yet. Vex asked, do you make it smoother? Have you considered using motion blur? I mean, you don't really want to do that for animation. Like, that's like, you're talking about like when you make like 60 FPS anime and stuff on YouTube. I don't think you really want to do it because what it does is it interpolates the in-between frames, and it can cause like artifacts and stuff. I mean, you don't see that like in traditional anime. I don't think it's like good, to be honest. Yeah, but I think I'm going to end the stream here, guys. It was nice. Thank you all for coming to join. FPS is frames per second. I kind of want to just play some Smash Brothers right now, to be honest, man. It's like I've been waiting for Smash to come out for so long, and it's like so hard for me to just work on Anime War and not play Smash. But I know I need to force myself to do Anime War, just like it won't get done, you know. Most animations are 24 frames a second. I think some people actually do 30, but most is 24. Like when you watch movies, it's 24 frames a second. I mean, the problem is, like, I have so much left to do for this episode. It's like, I feel like I'm only like 10% done. It's just going to take forever. But luckily, Notorious Luke already finished his part. Fee is working on his part. I should have like a good, I think within like the next like week or two, I should have like a good 7 minutes or so done. But I want the total episode. The total episode, I have a feeling, will probably be something like around 14 minutes of animation. So there's still so much to do that I'm not looking forward to. But the plan is to get this episode out before I start rolling out Demon Rush, so that you guys can get hyped for Soren and like read his story and learn about him and stuff. Learn about his world. Yeah, I'm not doing Goku vs. Superman Part 2 because I have more priorities. Have I used CG for Anime War? No. I'm actually considering it. I actually started learning SFM, which is what Devil Artemis uses. And I was thinking about just doing that, like, but it's just not the same, man. You know, it would save so much time, I feel like, especially for like talking scenes and stuff. But about like, I don't know, about action in 3D, just definitely doesn't look as good as 2D. I don't know. I was considering it, like, for when I actually produce Demon Rush, I need to hire like a highly experienced CGI designer and animator that can animate demons, because demons and like scenes with like aerial combat with a lot of armor on Soren are like way too much work to hand draw. So there's gonna have to be a decent amount of stuff that's CG for Demon Rush, but I'm gonna try and like mesh the two, and I'm gonna try and do more 2D than 3D. But the demons, most likely, unless it's like a still frame, like they'll have to be CG. Yeah, Beerus and Whis will be in episode 9. So last stream, I talked about why I haven't done episode 8. So I don't feel like talking about it again, but because I'm going to make an update video. As soon as I start getting the pages for Demon Rush, I'm going to do a huge like channel update video for like the year 2019 and explain why I'm skipping episode 8, like, so you guys all understand it. Will Demon Rush be like the Dragon Ball Z Broly kind of animation? You mean Dragon Ball Super Broly? Dude, there's no way. You got to realize it's going to be done by like a super small team of like pretty much amateurs, compared to like one of the most prolific studios in the entire world with a massive budget and the like some of the best artists in the entire world. There's no way it's going to look like Dragon Ball Super Broly, dude. There's no way. Which is like, I'm a little bit worried because like people are like very spoiled and used to these like insanely high quality anime, you know? And I'm a little bit worried that people are going to see Demon Rush and they're just going to be like, the quality is garbage. But it's like, they don't understand that, you know, this is done by like a small team, like just trying to make a story come to life. But the good thing is that if we're able to produce one whole episode, you know, then I can go to LA and I can start pitching it to studios and investors and things like that. And if I was able to get some good investment based off just showing the pilot episode, then I could, you know, hire like a real team and like a real studio and stuff like that. So it's like a long process, you know what I mean? But like creating this pilot episode is super important. Yeah, I'll probably collaborate with UHG one day. He's good, man. I like his style. I mean, he's a hard worker. He produces a lot of animations. He takes shortcuts just like me, you know. And if you want to survive on YouTube as an animator, you kind of have to do that. If you're doing anime, like if you're doing like animatics, that's pretty much a shortcut. Like these storytelling animations, I mean, it's pretty much a feasible way to be an animator on YouTube. But like, you can't like create anime on YouTube and like expect to like get rich because it costs so much money to make. I made this whole thing here. MJ the best. I worked on this for like a month. It was really hard to do this, but I'll probably use like parts of it, I guess. I don't know. Some of it didn't work. Like when using all this like green screen and like Saber and, you know, all this different like levels of keying and compositing and stuff, you get like little glitches, and yeah, it didn't turn out perfect. I don't like that eye scene. I'm gonna take that out. This scene right here, Actually, I'm probably going to keep the same, but as soon as he grabs the sword, he's going to like scream and create this like shockwave, and then he's going to be transformed after that. I'd love to work with Melavelli one day, man. We've talked a lot about working together, and it's just hard, like with our schedules and our own projects on our hands. It's really tough. Yeah, this is my character Soren, like transforming, getting his armor on and stuff. I'm 33 years old. I will not make Superman vs. Goku Part 2. Most likely I will not, because I have way more important projects. What free program do I recommend for animation? Definitely Macromedia Flash 8. It's pretty much what I use, just a really older version, but it's free. So if you go to Google and you type download Macromedia Flash 8, it's a really good way to like learn the program, learn keyframes, learn how to start drawing, stuff like that. Yes, I created the character. Yeah, I'm. Studio Joestar asked, "Am I hyped for Mysticon's Dragon Ball Super Rebirth?" Totally, man. I totally am. I just, a lot of. I hope he gets there and actually is able to release it, because a lot of fans like have an ambition to create their own type of Dragon Ball franchise, and it's like nearly impossible to make a full episode. And I think a lot of people don't realize like exactly how hard it is. So I hope he does. I mean, Notorious Luke was able to do it. He's done one episode. I know he's working on part 2. Melavelli did it. I did it. But I think that's pretty much it in terms of like actually trying to create like a authentic story that's not like a parody. It's like a combat, fan Dragon Ball franchise. I think that's pretty much it. But I'm really excited for Dragon Ball Deliverance 2, and I hope Mysticon's able to pull it off. But it is more difficult than you could imagine. I mean, you guys saw how long it took me to just draw like 1/24th of a second. So imagine making like a 20-minute episode. Was Melavelli my only inspiration? That's a really good question. He was my main inspiration, but there was a lot of other fan animations on YouTube that I saw that definitely inspired me. But I think like more than anything, I always just wanted to do my own story, like growing up. That's why I used to draw comics like in school, like of Dragon Ball, like my own story. But I don't think it was until I saw Melavelli actually did it that I was like, holy crap, like you can do this, like this is possible. Yeah, Misty Cronixia, he did an episode and a half of his own show, but I'm pretty sure like he canceled it, like there just wasn't enough interest and funding. But he got a lot of funding, man. He got like $60,000 for his first episode. And I mean, Anime War runs on like a budget of like $1,000, $2,000, something like that. And I always end up spending like crazy amounts of money on it. But I mean, I'm trying to like kind of work on this one casually, but it's just like if I work on it casually, it's going to take me like 2 years to make this episode. That's what I'm worried about. It's like I either have to kill myself or it just like doesn't get, or it gets created in like a year or two. How strong will Soren be? He's angel level. So there's this part. He's Whis level. So there's this part here. So after it shows his full body transformation, then it shows Trunks. He's like, I don't believe it, this amount of God energy. And then he's pretty much talking about God's and all that sort of stuff.
俺には想像もつかない出来事です。だから奇跡は起こってるのかもしれない。
So he's pretty much comparing him to Whis. He's pretty much saying here that he's Whis level. He is an angel. He's pretty much the reincarnation of God. So like that's what Soren is. So also this version of Soren is end game, like end of series Soren. So pretty much like throughout the series, he gains power ups. Like he gains things called divine armaments. Like this boot is a divine armament. This gauntlet he has, where is it? This gauntlet here, this is a divine armament. So like as he defeats super powerful enemies, he gets like upgrades in the forms of armor, and you know they have like different abilities. Like you see him use this foot one here. This is a divine armament. And like launches and it gives him like a mega speed boost attack. So like you know he'll like during the series like he'll fight an enemy who like like a demon who has like this kind of technique, and it'll be like a really hard battle, and he'll pretty much like have to use like all the abilities he's gathered along the way in order to defeat that guy. Kind of like if you think about Mega Man, or if you think about like any Zelda game where you get all these like you get a different weapon in every dungeon, and then like when you get to the new dungeon you have to use a combination of all the different weapons to like get through the dungeon. So it's kind of like that, and then, like as he beats enemies he gets stronger and he gets more divine armaments. And so pretty much like at this part he's like pretty much almost end of the story. Like so I'm showing him at like max level because I want to show like what his capability is, like how far he can actually go, you know what I mean? Well, he's pretty damn strong, but he's not gonna win the whole anime war. When he goes up against Zarama, he's gonna get his ass kicked. So Zarama's just gonna completely wreck him. So does he have a girl? So he has. In terms of characters, I've thought of two different characters. One that are like his allies. One is going to be a girl that's kind of like an engineer, and the other one is going to be a guy who he's like a cop, but he's like kind of like a badass cop, and pretty much Soren's going to like train them in the ways of using like holy energy, and they're kind of like his apprentices. Like he teaches them like how to use like magic pretty much. But the army guy or the military guy, he's gonna like have like these huge guns that are like souped up with Imperium. So Imperium is like the key or the chakra of Demon Rush. So he's gonna use like these like cannons and weapons like bazookas and all these like Imperium infused weapons in order to fight demons and stuff like that. And then the girl, she's gonna be kind of like an apprentice in terms of she's gonna be actually building the weapons. She's also going to just like these are just pretty much like bystanders, but they can like fight lower level demons, just so you have like some kind of communication between the characters. So she'll be cute. And then there's going to be like a succubus chick that's a demon that's going to be like all over Soren. She's going to have some big boobies. And you'll probably see her around episode 2 or 3. I'll start introducing those kinds of characters. Yes, in Demon Rush, the girls will be hot for sure. How powerful is the sword? Okay, so the sword is actually called the Wrath of God. So in my super old video of Demon Rush that I did, there was like this angel called Cassiel comes down, and then this giant demon called Algolga comes, and that's pretty much like where the trailer ended. That was like my first ever trailer of Demon Rush, which was a flashback. And if I ever made it to the second episode of that, pretty much what happens is Cassiel loses to Algolga. And then Soren sees like the whole thing go down, and pretty much Cassiel, the angel, gives Soren his sword. He realizes that Soren he's like the descendant of God, and he gives him his sword. And so pretty much the sword like changes throughout the series. It's like never set in stone. Like as he gets more powerful, the sword also like transforms and stuff, and it has like a lot of abilities. It's pretty much like the key to his power. Who will defeat Zarama? I'm not going to spoil that. I like this scene a lot. So much power. Pretty proud of this one. Really looks like he launches, man. there's some like really good scenes in this episode that I've done so far, but like there's a lot that I'm like actually really not happy with. But to be honest, like that always happens like in Anime War. Like I just kind of try and like rush it to get it out as fast as possible because I'm so burnt out by the end. I'm like, I'm not gonna go back and redo all these scenes I'm not happy with. I'm just gonna publish it, which is probably a part of the reason I get so much criticism. People are like, this sucks, which yeah, I mean a lot of scenes kind of do suck, but some are really good. Yeah, so Joestar, the name of the Antichrist guy, his name is Rush. And this is what he looks like. This is Rush. This is the antagonist. This is Soren's rival, like best friend turned rival. And here I can show you a character sheet. Where is it? Hold on, I gotta find it. This is Rush's character sheet, but I changed his face. I wasn't happy with the first drawing of his face, but that's pretty much his clothes. And he has a katana. And then when he transforms, like he doesn't have divine armaments, he just gains raw power. So he's like really difficult for Soren to take down. And he gets like these black angel wings and pretty much like his clothes burn off. He kind of just has like a black skirt kind of deal, kind of like Ichigo. And he has like, you know, these dark wings, and his sword gets like massive, this like giant black katana, which he uses to actually slay angels. So you'll hear about that like in the very first episode of Demon Rush. But that's a little ways off. I'm not going to include him in Anime War because I think it's just like a little too much. Too much Demon Rush coming into Anime War, but he's a cool character for sure. So yeah, I am actually doing the manga. So let me see. These are old, so I can show you. These are kind of like the roughs from the manga right here. So this is pretty much like how the first episode, this is like the first page. So this is Star City. That's like the name of the city that Soren resides in. And pretty much it's kind of like starting like how my very first ever trailer kind of opened. There's like dead people, or people are running, screaming. There's like explosions going off. And, you know, people are running, screaming, and there's cops shooting, and there's demons just eating people and tearing them up. And then Soren's on a rooftop, and he's going to like jump off in that direction. So this is pretty much, this isn't finished yet, but this is like the first 3 pages. Yeah, Soren will have a sensei. He actually has this old man sensei, who is actually the Templar from... I did a Demon Rush info video, and I had like a little clip of the Templar, like during the ancient Holy War. So this old man, he's like 1,000 years old or something like that, or more. Pretty much he's like immortal. He can't die like from age, but he's the one who's going to train Soren. But yeah, so there's a lot of story in depth, and I'm really excited to keep working on this. I think it's really important that I get the you know, I got to finish Demon Rush. I'm sorry, I got to finish Anime War with Soren, you know, get people hyped for it, then release the manga. And then what I want to do is simultaneously, while the manga is coming out or being worked on, I want to work on some of the anime as well, so I can get like some clips. And we actually, you know what, there's something else I can show you. Let me see if I can find it. So we have all of the animators that were working. Is it this one? Oh, yeah. These are just some animatics from Retro Rhino. This is Audie Loki. Kind of explaining a little bit, like, in terms of how the story's gonna go. Animation. Slashing scene with Crazy. It's a little hard to tell AB's stuff, but we'll probably do CGI for this scene. It's pretty much like flying around the city, inside and outside of buildings, spiraling around, knocking each other from buildings, fighting like flying around, slashing like crazy. This is Fee again. Yeah, so that's just a compile. Actually, that wasn't the finished. That was not the finished clip of Fee. Let me see if I can find his finished clip. His finished clip was just insane. Man, where did I put it? I saved it somewhere. I don't know where it is right now. Oh man, where did it go? Oh, I think actually. No, I might have to re-download it again. It's on Discord somewhere. Yeah, Fee's cut for Demon Rush is amazing actually. Feeanimation, he killed it. But I don't know where I know I downloaded it. Like the finished cut. I don't know where it is now. It's okay. Have to show you guys in the future. I don't know how long I'm going to make Demon Rush. I honestly don't know how long I want to make it. I don't think I want it to be like a never-ending anime, but I think I want to like make it like so kind of like Naruto, where it's like it leads to a point where it can go to like a next season. Like if it has a next, so it'd be like Demon Rush Shippuden, you know what I mean? Like, or Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z. Like I want to like kind of do a nice fulfilling story for it, but like leave it so that it could continue if I want it to, you know, to like make a new series. Like maybe he's a little bit older or something like that. So like, but like the intention is not to make it like a forever running anime, because it's just, I don't have the resources for that. Like I'd be like insanely happy if I could do 12 episodes, you know? Anime War is supposed, so Julio Cesar Martins asked what episode is Anime War going to end? It's supposed to be like episode probably episode 10, honestly. So I'm actually taking out a lot of story from Anime War. Broly was supposed to come in Omni form. Bardock was supposed to come in Omni form. But I think I'm going to have to cut all that stuff out, because I just want it to end as fast as possible. Like I don't want to like adding Broly in would be really cool. But like it's like we're getting, like I had been planning on bringing Broly in for years, but now we're getting the Broly movie. It's like, I don't know, bringing Broly in as an evil guy in Omni. He's like, he's not evil anymore. So what was gonna happen was the Boo looking dude, Koicutis, they were gonna sacrifice him to resurrect Broly, pretty much. And now that the Broly movie's coming out, it's like, do I really need to? So this guy was like, wasn't supposed to actually be dead. I might actually make him dead now, but he wasn't supposed to be dead. And pretty much what was going to happen was when all the evil gods reconvene, he was going to walk up like this, like all Play-Doh, and be like, help me. And then pretty much Zarama's going to like push him and sacrifice him. And then Sebas was going to resurrect, needed a life force in order to resurrect Broly. So they were going to resurrect Black Goku, but then Sebas is like, has his hand on the ground. He's like, there's an even more pure vessel. There's an even more pure vessel in this universe. And Zarama says, do it. And so he sacrifices Koikyutis, and then they would resurrect Omni Broly. But I'm going to skip all that. It's just too much extra work. I want to put Anime Word, like, I want to finish it. I just want to finish the story. So I, like, can focus on other things. Well, I was gonna give Omni Bardock too, and he was gonna help fight Broly and stuff, but it's like if I do that, I'm never gonna finish the series. You know what I mean? Yeah, I love Attack on Titan, but unfortunately, Vex asked if I like Attack on Titan. I think it's amazing anime. It just, it was like 4 years between season 1 and season 2, and it's like season 1 built so much hype, and if you take 4 years to produce the next season, it's like people just don't care that much anymore, If they would have like released like one season of Attack on Titan every year, like I think it'd still be like, it would be a crazy popular right now. Like way more popular than it is. Yeah, season 3 was good. I liked it. I'm thinking this episode's going to be like 14, 15 minutes long, I think, but I honestly never know, like, until the end, because like a lot of times, like, I'll be watching through it, right, and I'll watch something like this, and I'll be like, it ends too fast or ends too slow. So like I'll extend certain scenes, or I'll cut them down, in order to just make the pacing well. So sometimes just like dealing with pacing, like sometimes I'll have like this whole file rendered of all these scenes, and I'll realize like, man, there's just a gap here. Like right after, Ichigo says something, like I really need a scene of Trunks saying something too. And so, because I don't storyboard Anime War. It's just too much to storyboard. I just kind of like have it in my head and do it as I go. If I did storyboard it and timed everything out, I would be able to tell exactly how long it is. But that's like not really a priority of mine. Like the only way to make Anime War possible is to skip as many steps as possible. Like to take as many shortcuts as you possibly can. Because you're trying to make a 25-minute anime, like for YouTube for free, pretty much. Like you need to take as many shortcuts as you can. So that's what I do. But I storyboarded Demon Rush. I can actually show you if you want to see. So this is like the, wait a second. Okay. So this is the storyboard for Demon Rush, and I just used some pictures that we created. But this is the storyboard for the comic pretty much. And I can actually tell you like what happens. It might be fun actually. So as I explained, it's going to show this Star City. It was originally supposed to be raining, but I think I'm going to take that out. People are running crazy. There's blood everywhere. There's explosions going off. Cops are shooting. And then you see these demons like, eating people and cutting them up and stuff. And Soren's on the top of this building. He zooms off into battle. There's all these demons here eating people. Soren runs like super fast and slices him up, and he keeps running. And then it cuts to, you see a guy like walking down some dark stairwell. He's, and you're kind of wondering like, what is that? Here you see Soren surrounded by like tons of demons. They all charge at him. He does some like super cool slash thing, like cuts them all up like frozen in time, and then dashes away. And he's almost like flying here. He's like jumping like over the buildings. Then there's a girl. This demon reaches to get her, and then Soren comes out of nowhere, like body slams him and sends him flying into like a building. And then Soren walks up and squeezes his throat. And he says, he's like, where is he? And by he means Rush. And, the demon's not talking, and then he like really squeezes his throat, starts crushing it, and finally the demon's like, the cathedral, and Soren says thank you and smiles and pulls out this knife and slices it through the guy's head. And it goes back to Rush, who's basically in this basement of this like old church, and he finds this like really old book, and there's one of the pages says the seventh gate, and he tears that page out, and when he comes out of the cathedral, Soren is standing there, and then they have some words, and pretty much Soren charges in, flies at him, but like Rush is just super strong, so like he's able to block Soren with one hand, and then he does some attack and sends Soren flying into a building. They exchange some more words. Rush is like, you're always chasing me and hunting me, but your efforts are futile. The result will always be the same. I will unleash the divine plan. But by divine plan, he's trying to like bring hell onto Earth. So they have some more talking, this and that. Soren transforms here, gets on his armor and everything, and Soren's like telling Rush that, I've killed thousands of your army, underlings, captains, even a general. Their powers have become mine. And Rush isn't really impressed. And then pretty much they talk a little bit more. Rush is telling Soren how he killed 2 of the remaining 8 angels. So that's like really bad. Like if all the angels fall, like pretty much hell will come on Earth. So he either has to get all these like 9 gates, or he has to kill all the angels. And there was like 1,000 angels originally. There's only like 6 left now. And pretty much what Rush does is he slams his sword into the ground. This huge like crater comes out of the ground. All this fire comes, and pretty much when Rush grabs the sword, he transforms into his like demonic form. And then they're gonna have like this crazy battle. Lots of damage. It's supposed to be like a super intense Sakuga pretty much going on here. This is kind of the stuff that I showed you from Fee's cut. This is an old prototype look for the shield thing. I changed that. So this stuff is all really old, by the way. But Rush is like shooting these like laser beams at Soren as he's flying through them. Some of them are hitting him, like going through his wings and stuff. But he creates the shield, and then he gets in. They clash. They talk about how they used to be friends, and then he gave himself to the Dark Lord and all this stuff. And then Rush. He disappears like into smoke, and he appears behind Soren. And at the last second, Soren's able to create his like light shield and protect himself, but he gets slammed into the ground and gets like really messed up. So he's really hurt here. Rush is just like insanely powerful, and he gets up, and then he pretty much summons the angel. So, which is really bad, but he's like desperate at this point. So the angel comes down. The angel's like the size of a skyscraper. And I get a little cameo here. Like, so you see some people like in the office building, looking at the angel through like their office building, and I'm one of the employees there. So, shoot, how do I zoom out? Okay. So Soren jumps onto the angel's shoulder, and he's like, Rush! And you get this nice perspective shot of the giant angel standing in front of Rush. And then Rush is like really happy because he's like, you idiot, you brought like one of the remaining angels right to me. So he slices this pentagram in the ground, starts shaking, it's like a major earthquake, and this like giant demon comes out. It kind of looks like Diablo or something. It's the demon general Valak, and pretty much they talk and share some words. They both power up, and they get ready to do battle. And that's the end of the first chapter. But the second chapter is going to be like really, really good. I'm really excited about the second chapter. The first one just kind of had to like establish some things that are going on. But is my wife in that anime? No, she's not. She's not. Yeah, if you guys want to help support with Demon Rush, I mean, my Patreon is really the best place. But once I'm able to get the manga out, I'll probably start the first Kickstarter campaign. And once I'm able to get like 5 minutes of animation done, I'll probably do another Kickstarter campaign to try and fund for the full episode. And then once we get the full episode done, we'll probably do another Kickstarter campaign to try and get funding to do additional episodes. So hopefully we can get enough crowdfunding to really get it going. Nah, Soren won't. He won't have multiple. Okay, so Malik Mitchell asked, will Soren have multiple transformations like Goku? He won't have multiple transformations, um, but he gets power ups, right? So like the divine armaments are power ups. Like as he defeats really powerful enemies, he gets power ups. Like in terms of like the armor pieces, his sword does transform, but like really the only like Soren's eyes. Let me show you. So like he'll probably first get, I don't know if he'll first get the eyes or the white hair, but he'll probably get like probably get like the eyes first, and then like he'll get like the hair and like the wings and everything like that. But so like pretty much like as the anime starts, like he doesn't start with wings. Like he gets those when like he's pushed to his limits. So like when he's pushed to his limit, like he's pretty much the reincarnation of God, right? But he doesn't even know. Like nobody really knows that. You kind of find that out like way later in the series. But so when he's like really on the cusp of like dying, he usually kind of like activates something new, and you know, to help him pull through. Like whether it's like the wings or the sword transforms, or you know he's like summons some new ability, like some giant like bolt of energy comes from the sky, or something like that. So I can show you one more thing. So Luca already finished his cut for this episode. So I'm not going to like run it, but I'll show you some pictures that he drew. Look, check out this shot, man, that Luca did. Like how fucking beautiful is that shot? This is the notorious Luke. He's just such a ridiculous artist, man. It's like crazy how good he is. So, you know, I am skipping episode 8, and what was supposed to happen in episode 8 was Vegeta like really like messes up Demigra big time, but Demigra absorbs enough you know, God power that he's able to transform into his final form, and he actually has, how do I hide this layer? So he actually has white hair and white eyes. Kind of like how Zarama took Goku's power, so Demigra took Vegeta's power. But dude, look at this artwork, man. Like, how insane is that? I love Luca's art. Here's some Vegeta. There's another awesome shot of Vegeta. Lots of really beautiful shots of Vegeta and Demigra. I mean, he did a fantastic job. This is a really cool shot here, but I think I need to fix his nose. It's like too small. And then there's a really cool animation here. And another pretty cool animation. So yeah, I mean it'll be really awesome with sound effects and music and backgrounds and filters and all that stuff. But it's crazy amounts of work. Yeah, if some people are gonna die, anime kaput. I am gonna make some people die, and it's gonna be very dramatic. All right, guys. So I think that's it for me. Yeah, I know that shot is some fire. I think it was a good stream, guys. Thanks everybody who joined and who donated. And I will be talking to you guys very soon. To be honest, I'm not really sure what kind of videos I'm gonna be working on this week. Just gonna be focusing on Anime War and playing Smash Brothers, but like I really need to pump out some kind of videos. So just be on the lookout for some videos on my channel, whatever I can come up with, and I'll catch you guys soon. See ya.